B's gonna heat it up and then use the marker to shape it. She's gonna use the tweezers at the bench to kind of move it back into center before she gets it super hot. I'm gonna start the bubble. So I'm sure you guys know about turning the pipe. But the thing about turning both sides is it keeps your glass from moving. So if you're making a pattern, it matters if you're switching it like from the right, if you're turning it to the right, like 5 times you're going to turn it to the left too. Make sure you're communicating with whoever you're working. I heard that you guys are used to working solo, which is really cool. But the more hands, the merrier, and the better that you'll be able to get. And you can learn from each other. So I'm kind of trying to make it like a little cylinder, kind of. And then taper the back end. Hold it down. So the glass kind of condensed into a bubble, that's fine. That's just because it's hot. And we was kind of holding it down so that you can use gravity. Gravity is your best friend. As long as you keep turning. Can you be? So I kind of like to turn it because it keeps it off center. And you kind of flatten it down as much as you can and then beat it again. It kind of looks like a little mushroom right now. And then I'm going to use my knee, the red hair to be my friend. And I'm going to use the marker. This is where I'm going to try to move fast. B, you're going to pick up the venturing. We're going to do a roller wrap. So I'm going to go on my ankle and I'm going to push that brush down because it's really hot while I'm using the I4. Like my bubble is pretty cold. Now I'm going to get another beat and I'm just going to keep working that brush back towards the foil so that it can cover the whole bubble. I don't know if you guys already know this, but it's good to like get new information from different artists because you can learn different things. So I don't heat this up enough to where the heat reaches the bubble. I just heat it to where the color gets the heat. So that way I'm just moving the color. And then I'm using an angle of moving it down. So that way the glass color can be pushed towards the back. I'm also pushing towards the the wall of the marker. So my glass is unevenly pushed, which is fine. I don't really mind. But it does cover the whole bubble. So I'm just going to heat this up and then kind of round the back so that the heat can travel from the glory hole back to the moil a little bit better. Sometimes it's okay to not have a perfect moil. I just find that it's better to have a better moil because it just kind of sets you up for success. And the way that the heat is kind of, I forgot what I was saying. I was in danger. If anybody remembers, let me know. The moil. Yes. Something about the moil. Oh, I just kind of make it flat because, or smooth, so that the heat can travel properly. If you have a better moil that's set up, like it will be able to like retain good heat for a longer period of time. You don't have to worry about like bubbles getting trapped in there when you gather the next time, which is kind of really important because once the bubbles are trapped in there, not only does it make it something that you have to trim out if you don't want it there, it also makes it kind of like a little mini bomb when you're working. If you don't keep the temperature, it's not going to like it. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can tell, I'm pretty much flat on the back. We're going to do a roller wrap. He's getting that ready, so I'm going to kind of make mine a bit long. He still needs to taper it. So I'm kind of just trying to make mine as long as I can. But also not so long because I'm going to have to push it back into a bubble. So keep that in mind. Have you guys ever seen a bubble wrap? Okay, so we need some tracks on the bench. You guys will see how I'm going to do that. I'm going to put it on the bench, and I'm going to put my pipe down in front of the jacks, and I'm going to turn towards me or against me, whichever you're more comfortable with. I honestly don't know how I do it. You guys can watch. I probably alternate. It's the same thing to me. But you turn it and you move your hand a little bit towards the tip of the glass. And it'll roll around and do a wrap of glass in a different color. Okay. I'm going to do it on both sides so everybody can see. So I'm going to use the heat as my friend, and I'm going to heat the bottom so it's more white, hotter, and I'm going to put it in the back. Well, he's going to actually do that. Oh, can you heat it again? So I'm using the jacks to kind of stop my pipe from moving. Steve, let me know where you're going to go so I can do a flash. I'm going to use this to drag the glass over. Oh, we're going. So I'm putting the color on the oil. I'm going to pull up and I'm going to twist towards me. You're going to try to move your hands at the same time so that you're actually like wrapping color around the whole piece. It gets colder, so it gets harder. And because that part kind of flew out, we don't need that, so leave it. So because that was cold, I'm going to wait for the outer color to kind of heat up. Can I get some tweezers on this side? This is what the color wrap looks like. So you can see the gap of color under it. Mostly to know the coloring because it's faster that way. The more that you learn with these are hot, the faster you learn. You're on a faster learning curve. Yes, it's harder, but it's more of a skill that you learn. Like it just makes everything faster. So now everything is one layer. I'm basically going to marker this into a better shape and make sure I have a bubble in there before I gather. So I'm kind of making it cone and it's kind of going off center, so just keep that in mind. Marker the sides, marker the top, marker the sides, marker the top. And I'm going to get one last heat, blow into it, and then it's going to be ready for the next gather. The reason why we're gathering again is because we're going to add another layer of coloring before we blow up the bubble. So, think about it like this. There's two colors right now. They want to spread and move out of the way for each other. Adding clear in between will prevent the bottom layers to spread so much. That way the next layer that's colored is mostly something that's spreading you. Yeah. Sorry guys. Sophie? On? And then remember, the more that you work with color, you have to adjust to the color. I remember the last time I did it here with this color, it's funky. So you're going to see this. It's going to be like a hot color that we have to work with. It moves really fast. On. Hard. The bottom color, I've never worked with it before, and I remember it being like really weird. I think I had an assistant, one of you guys last time with that color, and it was just really weird. At the end of the day, like we are also learning class. We're not pros, but we're showing you guys that you can do it as long as you try. On. Trigger a little. Right. Off. Okay. It's okay. We will just do the dot on dot. But at least you guys saw what a wrap looks like. My center bubble was a little bit thin and we are working with the color. I didn't say you guys can have to adjust it. So that's how you do a rubber wrap. So I'm fixing the oil and then putting the glass camera forward. Make sure you don't burn your block. On me. Off. Down a little bit. And this is what we would have done proceeding from the roller wrap. Maybe that just got a lot going on visually and it happened for a purpose. But. So as you can see, these kind of turning switches down me a little. I'm going to blast this and then just going to place that on the bowl. Alright. Ready, B? Hold it up. So it's kind of long. What I'm going to do in the glory bottle is I'm just going to wash that and watch it shrink a little bit back into itself so it's not so long. And I'm going to try to let it fall into itself when it's at the top of the rotation. It's kind of hard to take it out of the glory hole, but this is what it looks like. So we're going to go into the make it again. Don't make another one. Again, you don't want to get it too hot for me. The bubble. I'm going to kind of let it cool a little bit because I let the other one get like possible to melt in. I just don't want all of this to start moving when she needs to put the bubble in. So if you watch these, you just use the torch to make a little dot of glass. You want to beat the tip until the tip becomes a bubble. Or a solid little ball. Alright, are you ready? So again, I'm trying to stay a little bit colder. I can see it's a little warm. It's not moving so much. But when that one comes on, it's going to have to get hot again. I'm just taking a light shot. Go ahead, please. And there's a lot that's happening that we're not really saying because we work together. And if you can watch me, I'm kind of moving the tight so that the glass doesn't fall where I want it to fall. I'm using gravity again. Gravity can be your friend as long as you learn how to read it and how to like manipulate it. So I'm not doing a 360 rotation right now. I'm doing like a 180. And it's just so that the glass can like condense itself into a little ball. I don't know if you guys see the little balls on here, but I'm just kind of turning, making sure that it doesn't fall sideways. Again, I'm going to wait till I get cold. I think we might add, I don't know, like 2 more of that color, maybe some more of the other color. Okay. I'm going to get a glass. Yeah, wait a little. Okay, flip it. I'm going to try to do this fast. Flip it where you go off. Right there. Yeah. Okay, flash it real quick. Oh, gosh. And then I'm like pulling it out, letting it go off, and then yanking it off. My the color's gonna move. So it just kind of is up to you how like perfect you want the dots to be. You can try to make it perfect, but for the sake of this demo, it's mostly teaching you guys how to do color application and sculpting. On lightly. I'm kind of just gonna let this cool down a little. Because I'm gonna gather and strip. Because the bigger that we work, the harder it is to make a star. We have a paper right here. Oh, right here. We have a paper. No, it's not this paper. Where did this paper go? Oh, it's that one. Thank you. Oh, we're gonna gather. Thank you. They're like all these. Okay. I'm gonna strip. I don't want all that grass on here, so I'm gonna do this quick because I don't want to mess up my pattern. So I thought I hit easy. On? Just slightly. So I'm kind of using the heat of the furnace and my gather to like really cook the inside because I let it cool down. Alright, B, if you can go a little bit harder, I'm going to put that jack line in. Just a little bit, not too much. Alright, go ahead. On. Like go normal. You want to also, I know it's weird, but you want to look up what your inside bubble is doing. It's a little bit off center. I'm going to heat it. I found that it's easier when you just kind of blow it up into the thickness that you want, but not too thin, because then you guys will experience what we experienced with our first bubble, which is collapsing. Too thin. Alright, on me. So I'm just kind of going to use the paper to like tell the air where to move. On me, like harder, a little, not too hard, but harder, a little bit harder than okay, awesome. But you reminded me this is why you communicate with the system. So we go towards the micro right now, and don't hold her out so that you get off kind of bad. But remember to like not blast it. Just kind of warm up the air around it, and then warm up the pieces. And then the thing about micro is you want to pick it up where the micro is covered with gas, so it's sealed in the ideally, you want to do this before you gather, in my opinion, but I don't know, that's my bad. It's not over though. I just wanted it to be pretty clear, but it's fine. It's gonna work. I'm gonna pick up like 2 at a time. On. Keep going. Off. Take this one up. Flip it over. Flip it.
Thank you so much.
Flip it. So I'm kind of just using the map to beat up a line, feed it. And I'm going to use the tag to make a little line in there. I just got to make that part harder than everything else so that only that spot moves. Bring it back. And I'm going to use gravity as my friend. Tap it, D. Tap. flip it. So I'm using gravity again. Repeat it. It's kind of confusing, guys. So I'm just kind of looking for making marks to make it straight and kind of pushing it more in to make it more of a pronounced star. I can't really see from this angle because it's brown on the back. Can I find better? Tap it. It's kind of cold back here. So the last one that was an example, the one that's Caledonia and really swirly. That one, it broke in the bag, and I'm pretty sure it's because it was like, you didn't pay attention to the temperature of the bag. So with the javelin, I'm making it a little bit tighter, and I'm also kind of pulling out towards the edge. And then you can see that we have like the lines in there still. We're gonna get this pretty hot. One of them is gonna be like a little bit bigger, so we should try to make that the top, maybe.
I see what you're saying.
So I'm making my punchy, kind of have like a small point and a big. I think you're ready. Just kind of heat it up again. Don't let it get cold. You don't have time to let it get cold. So you're gonna sit in the bench, okay, B? And then we're gonna pull it. Ready? Okay. Can you go? Somebody go? Like this? I want to just get the top. Alright, a light little sauce for me. B, go get ready. On with the air.
Want me on as well?
Yes. Thank you. More on the glass, not on the pumpkin. Pull it up, pull it up.
Yeah, we do have Open University, but they also have like yeah.
Slowly. You can see how it's flowing up as we pull too. Okay, let me get a little class. Alright. I'm ready whenever you're ready. Notice the angle that I'm bringing this at too. I'm not bringing it flat. I'm kind of bringing it up to give her like space. Have it be. So I'm kind of just making it small because we're just gonna map towards the back. I don't want to pull towards this, and I'm pretty sure Do you have a torch there? Oh, throw the smoke ready. Yeah. Ah! Yeah, I just didn't drop it, so that's why. So normally you don't want to do